Now, let me quickly cut across to some political controversies around the hijab row. We're looking at some shocking statements made by a Haryana minister now. Haryana Home Minister has passed this very shocking remark on this controversy. He's making scathing attack against the Congress. The minister has blamed the Congress for division of the country. He says that because of the divisive seed sown by the Congress party, our country hasn't had peace over the years. Raking a partition row, the Haryana minister has also compared those wearing hijabs with terrorists. That's exactly what he said. In fact, meanwhile, addressing a rally, AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi has stoked a fresh controversy. Owaisi has said that hijab-wearing girls will excel in every field and will become doctors, chief ministers, collectors, and one day even the Prime Minister of India. Now, reacting to this incident, BJP spokesperson Rakesh Tripathi has said that Owaisi's statement showcases his regressive thinking and that Muslim women of India won't fall for his words.
अपने आप को कहते ये सेकुलर है, लेकिन धर्म के आधार पर, हिंदू मुसलमान के आधार पर देश का बंटवारा कराया और वो बंटवारा कराया हुआ आज तक हिंदुस्तान को चैन से रहने नहीं दे रहा। वो कभी किसी शक्ल में, कभी किसी शक्ल में, कभी आतंकवादियों की शक्ल में, कभी हिजाब की शक्ल में, कभी किसी और शक्ल में वो सामने आते हैं। बीज कांग्रेस का बोया हुआ है, जो विभाजनकारी बीज बोया हुआ है।
और हम अपनी बेटियों को इंशाअल्लाह ताला अगर वो ये फैसला करती है कि अब्बा अम्मी मैं हिजाब पहनूंगी, तो अब्बा अम्मी पहने बोलेंगे बेटा पहन, तुझे कौन रोकता हम देखेंगे इंशाअल्लाह। हिजाब निकाब पहनेंगे, कॉलेज को जाएंगे, डॉक्टर भी बनेंगे, कलेक्टर भी बनेंगे, एसडीएम भी बनेंगे, बिजनेसमैन भी बनेंगे। और एक दिन याद रखना तुम कांड की जनता, शायद मैं जिंदा नहीं रहूंगा, तुम देखना एक दिन इस देश की प्रधानमंत्री एक बच्ची हिजाब पहन के प्रधानमंत्री बनेगी।
असदुद्दीन ओवैसी का ये मुगालता ही रहेगा। वो जहां एक तरफ मुस्लिम महिलाओं को लगातार पर्दे में रखना चाहते हैं, ये उनकी दकियानूसी, संकीर्ण और कट्टरपंथी सोच है। लेकिन अब मुस्लिम लड़कियां और महिलाएं आगे बढ़ रही हैं, स्वावलंबी हो रही हैं। नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार ने आज 3 तलाक से उन्मूलन देने का काम किया है, हज पर बिना महरम के जाने की छूट देने का काम किया है। इसलिए अब असदुद्दीन ओवैसी की इन बातों में अब मुस्लिम महिलाएं फंसने वाली नहीं है। ये कितने भी कट्टरपंथी मौलानाओं के कठमुल्लों के दबाव में इस तरह की बयानबाजी करके लोगों को भड़काने की कोशिश करते रहे, लेकिन अब इस तरह का कोई ध्रुवीकरण मजहबी आधार पर नहीं होगा। अब देश विकास के मुद्दे पर बात करेगा और विकास के मुद्दे पर ही चुनाव लड़े जाएंगे।
All right, we're looking at, even as this controversy heats up, repercussions across far and wide in the country. While on one hand you have a lot of Muslim women coming out in solidarity with those petitioners and protesters in Udupi asking for the hijab inside classrooms, here's a girl who does not wear a hijab is now being heavily trolled on social media for not wearing one. Aroosa, in fact, is a topper in her 12th grade science examination. She has been mercilessly trolled on social media. She hails from Kashmir. Aroosa has bagged the first position in science stream in class 12th board exams. She's fallen prey to this trolling for not wearing the hijab. Social media trolls have asked Aroosa now to take lessons from the Karnataka school girl who chanted Allahu Akbar and told her to become a role model for girls in Kashmir too. Aroosa, in fact, she's hit out at these trolls and with a quite firm reply there. She said that she follows Islamic principles, very much so, but doesn't need to wear the hijab to prove herself to be a good Muslim. Aroosa now, who freely so far interacted with the media, has now denied to speak in front of the cameras, and rightly so, understandable because of these toxic trolling on social media. Aroosa's in fact scored 499 marks. Just 1 mark short of a full 500. She's topped her 12th board exams, was also felicitated by the Deputy Commissioner of Srinagar. She was even presented a certificate of excellence, a trophy and a cheque of 10,000 rupees.
बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा हैप्पी हूँ मैं, ओवरवेल्म्ड हूँ बहुत ज़्यादा। एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं था इतना 495 से, अब वो एक्सपेक्टेड था, बट 499 इट्स रियली अमेजिंग। मैंने खुद रिजल्ट नहीं देखा बिकॉज साइट क्रैश हो गई थी कुछ, तो मुझे सर ने कॉल किया, सर कॉल्ड मी एंड सेड तुम्हें फर्स्ट पोजीशन है 499। वी ऑल स्टार्टेड क्राइंग लाइक oh my god.
All right, even as this issue escalates now, there's a lot of talk about, on one hand, maybe women who feel that they're being forced to take off the hijab. On the other, the debate has now sparked off on women being forced to wear the hijab. And this is what we saw with Aroosa being hectically trolled on social media. Let me quickly cut across to panelists joining us. Nigat Abbas, who is the spokesperson of the BJP coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. We also have Ifra Jan from the National Conference Party of Jammu and Kashmir to give us a perspective into the kind of trolls that's slamming Aroosa, the 12th standard science topper, for not wearing a hijab. I'll start with Nigat. Nigat, what we see is disappointing. On one hand, we hear protesters that they're being forced to take off the hijab. On the other, in Kashmir itself, Aroosa, who does not wear the hijab, believes in Islam, has stopped her class and college education, is somehow being forced by trolls to wear the hijab and be like the Karnataka girls and set an example for Kashmir. Isn't this tacit pressure?
This is really sad to know that a piece of fabric is now going to decide the status of a girl, of a Muslim girl in the society. Not that she's a topper, not that she has the utter respect for everyone in the community, in the world, not that she's a namazi, not that she's fasting in Ramzans, but a piece of fabric that if she's covering her head or not would be the status symbol, would be defining her characteristics in the community. This is so sad. I'd like to say that I want to ask, this is the reason why our girls, the Muslim community girls, are not able to come out and open and show their talent. I want to ask other people today. I want to ask the people who are hearing and talking about the hijab, and they want hijab first, and they do not want the kitabs to be in the hand of the people, of the girls of the Muslim community. I want to ask them, why do we not see after Sania Mirza any sportswoman in the country? Why do we not have the any Muslim women, any Muslim women in cricket women's team? Why do we not have any women in the hockey team, hockey women's team? That's the reason. The reason behind this is that because not every girl is, does not have that strength to fight with the trollers, with the people who are abusing her, with the people who are accusing her to stand like Sania Mirza had. People have been trolling these girls. Forget about this little girl. There are lots of them. She's the one who has scored. If somebody is not even scoring well and she doesn't want to wear the scarf or the headscarf or the hijab or the burqa, she's still forced. Basically, these are the radical people who would want the Muslim girl only to be at homes, cook for them, get married, give birth to their children, and cook, utter non-veg food and veg food. That's the only talent they want their daughters to be taught. That is the problem here. We want our children, we want our girls to be entrepreneurs. We want our girls to be working in MNCs at a higher level. We want our girls to be working in the, government jobs at higher level. We want our girls to show their talent. It's not that we do not have talent. It's not that the Muslim women do not have talent in the sports or any other community. We have. It's just that the girls are not allowed to step out. What they're being told is that if you're not able to, if you're not allowed to wear a hijab in the school, please do not go to the schools. Either go to the madrasas where you can follow your faith and protocol. I want to ask these people, is education least important for you people? Is burqa, hijab and niqab as the most important thing in the life of the Indian Muslim women or anybody else? Because
but you know what, Nigat, but that's exactly what these girls have said. Many posters also cropped up in Udupi, which Nigat, that's exactly what the girls in Udupi said. It's hijab first, education next. Almost to say that Islam is their primary foundation, and then only that. Only then will they get into the educational system or move forward in their career. It's basically first deen and then dunya. That's how they phrase it, and they've been constantly saying the same. Let me quickly cut across to Irfat Jan, who is from the National Conference Party. Irfat, you wear the hijab. You are a staunch follower, but do you believe in this kind of the pressure that's being put on this girl, Aroosa, who instead of actually crediting her for her excellent skills, for being the topper in her science class in 12th board examinations, instead of appreciating her, here you have trolls saying, what have you done? Why don't you wear the hijab? Set an example for the girl, like the girls have done in Karnataka. Very disappointing, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, Chetty. If you actually see that we completely stand with Aroosa and we stand with every woman
Nabila
who
here.
chooses to wear a hijab or who chooses not to wear a hijab, because at the end of the day, it has to be the woman's choice what she wants to wear and what she doesn't want to wear. But what I want to say is that it's perfectly okay to agree with Muskan's choice, just like it's okay to agree with my choice, just like it's okay to agree with Aroosa's choice. But what we see is that we have everybody trying to become the new patriarch for Muslim women and trying to tell them that you have to do what I want to do. So you have to either choose a hijab or a kitab. Why? Who are you to set this condition for a Muslim woman? That you have to either wear a hijab, only then would you be a Muslim woman. Just like in Aroosa's case. Why? Who are you to choose this for? Who are you to put this question in front of the Muslim woman? So the idea whether Aroosa was mercilessly trolled by some unfortunate, some people who was trolled by people, or Muskan who is actually being, whose doors, the college doors are being shut on her by the Karnataka government. It's important to understand that even in the 21st century, women do not need to prove their choices to you. They do not need to prove the merit in the choices to you. You are nobody. They have the bodily autonomy to do whatever they want to do. So, and one of the questions that was asked was, why don't Muslim women...
Ifra, a quick question, but Ifra, a quick question, is it, do you believe that this girl who does not wear a hijab must wear a hijab? Is there a compulsion that she should be following it, or is it entirely her choice? Will you stand up for Aroosa?
I have constantly said that I believe that a woman should be allowed to make a choice for herself. Whatever she wants to wear, that woman should be allowed to do so. Whether in Karnataka, whether in Kashmir, whether by the Karnataka government, whether by the Haryana government. To constantly say that if you wear a hijab, you're a terrorist, as has been said, it's hate speech. It's as simple as that. And again, to come and say that if you don't wear a hijab, you're not a good woman, it's very clearly misogynist speech, the kind of speech that encourages crime against women, the kind of speech that encourages rapes against women. We are pro-choice. The idea is let women wear whatever they want to wear. But that is true even for Muskan. That is true for Aroosa. Unfortunately, we have some people in India who want to stand with either of them. They'll either stand with Aroosa or they'll either stand with Muskan. But we are saying that it's perfectly okay to stand with both of them and to stand with their choice. Because that's where the thing lies. That's where bodily autonomy lies.
Right.
And Nighat once said that why don't we Muslim
we
women
got your point.
Okay.
I'm sorry we're short on time, Ifra, but very well taken. Your point has been heard loud and clear, and so has Nighat made her point there. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us, giving your time. We know that the Karnataka High Court is taking up this case on Monday. The hearing will happen, but not too sure if a verdict will come out. But this verdict will surely be a landmark one, a referendum, maybe, which will be used by courts in the future across the country.